Basing themselves on the principle that tourism is a community asset which should be available to all members of society, including those with disabilities, and on the premise that the regions of Alentejo in Portugal and Extremadura in Spain, given their cultural and natural characteristics, represent an important potential for tourism, 4 local development associations from those regions have been motivated to implement an international project entitled Travel Without Barriers. The associations are promoting non-discrimination in tourism, tourism for all, while simultaneously contributing to the sustainable development and to the wealth and progress of their regions. Olivenza and Tentudia in Spain, and southwest and central Alentejo in Portugal. The rights to leisure and to pleasure go hand in hand with the principles of equal rights, equal opportunity, and non-discrimination which hold within the bounds of the European Union. However, many people with varying degrees of disabilities or with reduced mobility are limited or even impeded from accessing various tourism services and locations in Spain and Portugal. Those who have reduced mobility face multiple impediments when planning their travel. Not only the physical barriers that exist in our cities and countryside, but also social and communication barriers, which can seriously disturb the level of social and psychological development of the individuals. To guarantee equal access and the enjoyment of available tourist resources, all such barriers must be eliminated. This requires initiatives at the level of physical structures and calls for the setting up of travel agencies and improvement of communication channels. The grand mission of the project Travel Without Barriers is to create a cross-border, easy-access tourist itinerary that will allow any tourist to explore the 4 territories, including visits to historical, religious and natural treasures, museums, and the participation in outdoor activities, overnight stays and rural accommodation, and sampling the local gastronomy. The region of Olivenza is marked by its frontier status. Throughout the centuries, the relationships between the people and the environment have forged a very particular identity in this land of Extremadura. Open and rolling landscapes, whitewashed villages with age-old traditions, reminiscences of Portugal in the Portuguese late Gothic architecture, old castles which defended borders and domains, all part of the natural and cultural mosaic of this area. 11 pieces of history and geography, each with its identity. 11 villages full of light. It is the land of Tentudia. Here visitors will discover a land full of contrasts, one of the largest and best preserved wooded pasture lands of Extremadura, rugged mountains and steppe-like plains, caves and caverns that hide in her womb, challenging military buildings guarding the domain, all accompanied by the warm welcome of its people. With the senses awake and open heart, we start out to discover a different Alentejo, an Alentejo for all. A landscape with wide horizons, unspoilt nature, slow marked rhythms, marks left by history. The signs of history are combined with the cultural identity of its population. In short, Southwest Alentejo. Central Alentejo is one of the best preserved regions of Europe that combines environmental conservation, landscape, architectural heritage, history and cultural identity. The rivers Guadiana and Sado are the main watercourses in an area that has 2 important dams, as well as the entrance to the country's biggest dam, Alqueva. Here new opportunities are being created, nautical activities that are now emerging, and rural tourism in coastal villages. The objectives that we propose are threefold. First, to promote equal opportunities by encouraging the enjoyment of tourism for all. Secondly, to diversify and guarantee the available tourist options by fostering the creation of infrastructures and equipment of the territories. And thirdly, to involve the local communities in promoting this model of tourism to make it applicable and transferable to other regions of Europe. Now we know that we have the commitment to make accessible tourism a reality in the towns and villages of our regions, all without exception.